Hi, my name's Emma Walters. I'm a Catchment Restoration Officer for the North Central Catchment Management Authority. I work on a project called Caring for the Campaspe. The Victorian Government has provided $3.73 million to the North Central CMA to deliver the Caring for the Campaspe project. The goal of the project is to protect and improve 400 hectares of riparian vegetation that plays a critical role in river health. To deliver the project, the CMA works with private landholders, public land managers to deliver activities such as fencing, weed control and revegetation activities. Project delivery is guided by a project reference group who meet regularly. This is a small group of community members and representatives from local councils, Goulburn Murray Water and the 3 traditional owner groups along the river. The project collaborates with 11 land care and community groups along the river's length in both urban and rural areas to achieve a common aim of improving its health. The CMA supports the groups through complementary funding application and directly assists with enhancement and community awareness activities. The project also encourages community awareness of the river and its management via CMA-led field days, community tree planting days, attendance at local events such as the Elmore Field Days and Kite and Show, installing interpretive environmental signage along town river walks and guest speaking at community meetings. The project via Water Watch's River Detective program involves 9 primary schools from Carlsruhe to Echuca in monthly river monitoring and curriculum-based river health activities. The CMA has also involved secondary school students in tree planting days and has presented about the project to Bendigo TAFE, La Trobe Uni and Melbourne University students.
My father started farming here in 1935. I guess I've been involved all my life, although I've been away and back again. I've been full-time looking after the place for about the last 25 years. Years ago we ran a lot of sheep, but these days it's just cattle. We've got a herd of Angus cattle. We've always had a problem with gorse along the river here. We've had a couple of fires and a few things that have helped it to grow, and it's always been a bit of an insurmountable problem. But also we have a great respect for the environment here and wanted to make the chance to make the river into what it should be and to protect it further was very encouraging, yeah. Well, actually a surprising offshoot of the fencing is that it gives me a double barrier between paddocks, paddocks on each side of the creek, and that'll make it a lot easier to control stock and where the creek hasn't been fenced to stop them going through and pushing under fences into the neighbouring paddock and so on. So the other obvious one is that the creek can have a lot of regrowth. There'll be extraordinary regrowth along this forest. We think we've got quite healthy bush apart from the weed infestation. And I think now that the cattle are out of it, the bush is going to regenerate at a great rate. Oh, I think there's no doubt there are patches where the river's quite degraded from stock climbing up and down the banks. We're lucky we've got very stable soil here and it probably hasn't led to a great deal of erosion, but certainly hasn't been good for the water itself. There are areas where they've been grazing actually in the creek and so on, and that's taking out native plants and polluting the creek. Yeah, well, we're just, I don't know, perhaps a kilometre from the Great Divide back here, top of the Great Divide, so this is the first property that the Campaspe flows through. Obviously here to call it a river is perhaps a bit of a misnomer. It's a creek, and a not permanent creek, but it flows a lot of water at times. There are several creeks that bring quite a lot of water into it a little bit beyond my property, and as you get only probably a few kilometres away it becomes a reasonable river with quite big water flows at times. In terms of the fencing, I'm looking at that and thinking that's not going to need much care for quite a long time. It's a very sound fence and it looks as if it's going to live up to what we can throw at it. But in terms of the weeds, it's really the first time since I've been here, and I've probably in our family's history here, that we've been able to see that we may get on top of the gorse. I was able to spray most of the rest of the property this year, and this part has been such a difficult area to control that you could whittle away at it, but you could never afford or even have the time to make a decent impact on it, whereas this has done that. And now hopefully we can, with a bit of regular maintenance, which hopefully will reduce a little in future years, we'll probably never beat it, but we'll be well on top of it, I think. Yeah, there's certainly some areas a little bit further downstream from where we're standing where it's just bare paddock, and it has been, and I think to get some plants, particularly into those areas, will be fantastic, and they'll protect the river and create a bit more habitat for wildlife and so on. Oh look, I'd just like to say that it's been a very professional approach from all the guys, the spray contractors and the fencing bloke and you yourself. It's been a great project, a very professional job and everyone was easy to get on with and we worked through the issues. So it's a great experience as far as I'm concerned.